Welcome back. The Thomas Ashford Scout Camp near Homer, Nebraska, it closed about 10 years ago, but thanks to one Siouxland family, former scouts and new visitors will have a chance to camp at that same spot. KTIV's Matt Hoffman takes us on a tour of the property before it officially opens.
When Mike Lutt purchased the Thomas Ashford Scout Camp, bridges were broken, the grass overgrown, and the buildings in disrepair. Lutt initially only wanted the land to hunt for himself, but as he got older, he felt kids needed acreage to get outside.
Fauna is amazing here and basically untouched, and you can probably hear in the interview the different birds and things, a birder's paradise.
One of the main goals of the project is to revitalize the old Boy Scout camp that used to sit on this piece of property. Back inside these bluffs, there are hundreds of acres that the Scouts used to explore, and now you can too.
Some cabins, there's bridges, there's a climbing wall, there's A-frame cabin. We're fixing things up gradually to make it better for people that come here and stay.
Visitors will have the choice of full-blown cabins with heat and air conditioning or glamping. That's glamorous camping in a tent with a queen bed, toilet, heat, and an outdoor shower.
No trails, so we've made all the trails, and we have a lot of work to do yet, but it's ready for people to start enjoying.
Near Homer, Nebraska, Matt Hoffman, KTIV News 4.
And Lutt says he'll start taking bookings through Airbnb this week. Eventually, he'd like to open at least 3 glamping tents and 2 cabins. The tents will cost about $125 per night, with the cabins starting around $180 per